Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's just been absolutely picture perfect weather this past week and an incredible weekend we've got ahead of us, Brian, and a good way to kick it off today with a fast track, a firm turf. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you today, and what a weekend we've got.
Yeah, nice breeze rolling through here. We hope to see you out here. Of course, there's one day left now. There was a single yesterday in the Rainbow. It went unhit. We have one more day to get through that Rainbow today on this 9-race card is in race number 4. And you can see we're at 375 in the estimated jackpot. But, of course, the big news, and the reason I say we are one day away is because tomorrow is a mandatory payout Rainbow 6 day. And if we should get there, you can see that. And I'm always an over better, and I think they have it right here, though. $3 million is firmly in play tomorrow because, after today we could be in the 500 range 5 or 6 times. It's going to be a big pool tomorrow regardless. The card tomorrow is phenomenal. We'll all have some Rainbow stuff. Ronnie and I will do a video on that as well. Ron will be out here a little bit later, but very exciting. There's a couple overnight stakes tomorrow as well, but anytime there's a mandatory day here at Gulfstream Park, I feel like the decibel level amps up a little bit.
It is, and a 20-cent minimum play, so a good way to...
A lot of bang for your buck.
Yes, exactly, and we'll all have those tickets and hopefully be a winning one because I've got some vacations to pay for.
Yeah, you do. That's right. My initial Rainbow was an even $100, and that's obviously before scratches and all that stuff, and we're going to bob and weave before we get there, but when I put that together... I don't, Lord knows when I did it, but it's done, and it was an even $100. So Ronnie's been firing, and Ronnie's his long shots have been firing. We'll all have tickets tomorrow.
We will, and you can do the maths on mine.
The maths.
Yes. For my ticket. But in this opener, Brian has got the early pick 5 ticket as always, and we will take a look at it here.
And it's not easy.
Nope.
There's a $48 ticket for you, a 4x4 early double, so you can kind of tell what I'm thinking here today. In race number 2, the top pick is the 6, Victory Achieved. In race number 3, there's your single, infamous no-no for Victor Barboza off the claim. Look out there. In race number 4, we go to the 3, Jonas's Dream for Sandino Hernandez. It's going to be a hot Todd Pletcher comebacker that I'm willing to play. Well, I used them both, but I'm willing to play against, at least on the top line. And the bummer of the day for me is in race number 5. I lose my top pick to 5, Palace View. And to be perfectly honest with you, I scratch into 2 horses I really don't want and I really wanted to try to beat, but the scratch bug got me, so I do scratch into the 3, Master of the Senate, and I want nothing to do with the 9, Curamata, at least again on the top level of tickets.
Well, let's get into the opener. Maiden optional claimers. These are for 3-year-old fillies, 6.5 furlongs on this fast main track we've got for you today. And the number 2, Galop de Hermes. There's some French for you.
There's some French for you, right? You were just over there bopping around. Dante Zanelli won a race yesterday with a massive overlay. A horse that paid 14-1, which seemed very improbable to me. This is a Samantha Perry kind of angle. We're getting back to the main track here. I know this horse ran on it in a special weight at Ellis, but at 60-1, there wasn't not expected to do much.
No.
Did not do much. Well, we've added Lasix since then. The sprint turf into Peter races, we're not that bad. Now we go back to the main track, and I don't know. There's not a lot going on in here that you're supposed to be scared of.
Well, you said it best here. I think this could be a maiden 35, I think, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. The 8 for me, you don't have anywhere. Big Bouquet of Roses. I just think that this horse now, second off the layoff, this filly is going to be a bit more tuned up for this.
It's possible. I mean, she's super slow on paper. That's why I priced her this way, but it is Dave Fawkes. It's Paco as well. She's getting bet very early on. There is a scratch here, but she just looked really slow to me. That's all.
Let's talk about the 6, because this is a filly that she's a New York bred. I found a sire stat on Destin.
Destin, Todd Pletcher, right?
Yep, and this is with 3-year-olds and up first-time starters, just 2 for 14. That's not the great. I know it's a small sample here, but I feel like that's not the greatest.
It's not great.
No.
It's not terrible. He's done it twice, about 7%. Like I said, it's certainly not great, that's for sure, and it's probably closer to poor than it is great. This is a tote board horse. The definition of a tote board horse. They paid $75, so we're debuting for $50. That's not a bother, right? That doesn't bother me. There are a slew of works here. It's Safi. It's Edgard. Mathis Stables has had a lot of horses recently with Safi. And there are 6 other horses in here that I don't think are very good.
No.
This horse should not be 4-1. Let's put it that way. By post time, that would not be a good sign.
No, you're in good hands with Safi.
Yeah.
There were a few works of this horse. This horse is very low to the ground, which I don't like, and pretty small as well. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll like you said, pay attention to the totes here. Race number 2, it kicks off the early pick 4. Brian will tweet it out, but more importantly, the tropical turf pick 3.
Oh yeah.
I have got the ticket. 15% takeout. This is offered on the weekends in which we have 3 grass races. So today we'll kick it off here. We'll get to this race in just a second. You see race 5. I was with you as far as the scratches kind of meddled this race, but the 3 Master of the Synod is just who I went down with. And in the finale, race 9, it's a good one. I went with Test Factor. This horse I've been waiting to go to turns. Excited to see this horse stretch out today, an $18 play. And race 2, we do scratch the 2 Manhattan Boy. It is 5 furlongs. The rails are at 59 feet here today, and the 4 horse will be ridden by Jesus Rios here. And the number 6 for you, Victory Achieved. Let's watch the replay.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Because this was okay. So some days we had the drone camera out here, and this was a perfect angle to show this drone camera at its finest work. Let's take a look at Victory Achieved here.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you can see the live oak colors checking back here. Right, there we go. The polka dots there, and this is not going to work out good. Oh, yeah, it's great right there. He almost bounced off the inner rail there. And when you're sprinting 5 on the turf and you lose that kind of position early on, you can even see right now, I feel like he's a little rank trying to find himself a little bit. But to his credit, and here's Lamcaro, he still ran a little bit, and he was almost 12-1 that day for Team Cassie. I expect better today, and I hope he gets a fair chance because he did not have one here.
Yeah, it's hard to really say how much run he had because of that. That just really knocked him off his wheels. Now, Lamcaro, I wanted to show this horse because, he did a little bit of running, but he certainly didn't get in the type of trouble that Victory Achieved did, and I feel like this barn second out is a bit better.
You know what? We should at least mention this just to play devil's advocate the other day. Bonus Move was about 1-5 the other day in a 4-horse turf race and ran 3rd. And it was not very good, and he showed absolutely nothing. So, that certainly is not going to flatter my pick here.
Yeah, the 9, this is my long shot play for me. Kelsey Danner, not a barn that has had a very good year, I should say, at least here.
Not here.
In South Florida. In Kentucky, yes, but she's sharp. Kelsey Danner's very sharp. Ron Carson is a horse to me that the last turf work on the 19th of April was a nice 3/8 breeze, just in hand, quick horse. You have Edwin Gonzalez here. If he can bring that speed, I know that it's a lot to ask as far as he's got some experienced runners, but this isn't the strongest race.
No, it's not, and you should be a square price here. Kelsey's not a barn that's going to crank him up early, so you did make a really good point. You look at your form or your stats, and the barn's 15% on the year, and that is what it is, but she's not 15% here.
No, and that could be a bit of a problem. Get involved in that Tropical Turf Big 3. It's a really good player-friendly wager. Race 3, it's an $8,000. Non-winners of 2 lifetime, 7 furlongs on the fast main track here. It's a clean race of 7, and the 2 on top for you, Infamous No.
Well, it just looks like this horse is going to be primed. Now, we've talked about this for probably the better part of 3 weeks. Victor Barboza, point blank, did not have a good championship meet after having a huge Sunshine meet, and now we're turning things over here. It's the Royal Palm meet. The horses are getting conditions again, and he started off on a tear, and Infamous No, I think, is going to continue the trend here because I like the freshening here, right back at the level, claimed off a solid trainer, but this horse was in form when Victor claimed him. I just think it's kind of go time. He's 41% off the claim.
Yeah, it's just it really is. I'm not trying to be cute here at all with Pure Crazy Group, but I like when the barn claims horses. Amador Sanchez.
Yeah. Yeah, he claimed one the other day that didn't run at all.
I do agree there.
And the barn, I feel like the majority of notes, she's saying 5 for 12 off the claim. It's a huge stat. It's a big stat. The barn has things have tempered a little bit in 2024.
I agree.
Now, a lot of that was in the championship meet, and Amador, not necessarily going to be running against those kind of tigers, but the barn struggled a little bit. But I do agree if this horse moves up a little bit, anything, you got Infamous No at 7-5, Lookin' Asa at 9-5. They are, neither of them are any great shakes. I will readily admit that.
Yeah, and at least for a claiming 8,000 non-winners of 2 race, a race like this, quote unquote, a key race.
Yeah.
2 next out winners from it. I don't know, can an $8,000 claimer be a key race?
Well, I mean, in theory it can be.
Yeah, Shatin was really good that day.
Shatin was really good that day.
Oh, so. we'll have to see. We're going to take a quick break with you. When we come back, Ron Nicoletti, who's back with us today, will have a Rainbow Six ticket. We'll be right back with you.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on the TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. We've got a huge weekend ahead. Tomorrow we've got the mandatory Rainbow Six, but today the master Ron Nicoletti will try to take it down here.
Yeah,
we'll take a look at his ticket
tomorrow, but the pool was massive yesterday. It will be again today. Ronnie be out here for the opener. You can see him. He's spreading a little bit. There's the single in race number 8, and that is Adios Cole, who was so good for the Walensky's on debut and certainly has been working up a storm before and after. We'll try winners today for the first time, but what a debut that was. You can see the playbook at 43.20. I'm sure Ronnie's long shot is in that turf finale. He's going to have some videos going forward on his long shot that I strongly suggest you watch, because Ron's long shot is literally hitting at like a $5 ROI since he's been back, and there is no hyperbole in that. That's just a statement of fact, which is absolutely remarkable.
It is indeed. Race 4. We'll get into it. 6 furlongs on the fast main track. We scratched number 1, Breeze the Bayou. It is a field of 6 now, and the 3 on top for you, Jonas's Dream. A little bit of a freshening here for this
Freshening
horse.
For sure. Big drop as well. Yeah, we haven't seen him since late May, so make it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about this one, and I'll segue into the favorite, the 6 as well. Okay, Jonas's Dream is, let's be honest, supposed to be here for 35, right? I think we can agree with that. Timaeus is not supposed to be here for 35.
No.
So that's why I'm going. It's Sandino Hernandez, Amity Racing Stables, and those two click big time together. I think this horse is very dangerous here with a speed rider named as well. Yeah,
that's going to be dangerous. And, we'll touch on the 6 here before we get into the 7.
Yeah.
This is a horse that is also coming off of a long layoff, first time gelding, has been working, I don't want to say as consistently, though, because this horse before March didn't work since his last race, which was in May. So that's only 5 works coming into this race. He's in for 35. I just feel like it's kind of red flag.
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's why we both have him in second.
Let's take a look at the replay of Golden Sombrero now. Breeze Bayou was out, but he was in this race. Golden Sombrero is now first off the claim for trainer Bobby DeBona.
That's great. Okay, that's a 25% move. That's great. This is not great. It's not good. It's not close to any of that. He was 7-10 in here, by the way.
Yeah, that was not good, but that was also with George Weaver and the Bregman Racing colors. I get your hesitations
Yeah.
there with him, but this is a different. I don't want to say it's a different type of field because Top Maverick won that race. So that was not a horse that was any great shakes
Nope.
at all. But this is a good outside post, and Bobby
Mm-hmm.
DeBona, he obviously does some things right. And I felt like this horse now, maybe you look at the. I don't want to say maybe he was a little undertrained going into that race, but I like the fact that there's a bullet showing on the page here. Maybe
Right.
just get a little more. I don't want to say the laziness out of him. Just get a little more attentive.
Yeah, that's fine. I gotta make him prove it. But your points are valid. There's no doubt about that. And it looks like he is in very good form off the claim with that bullet. Yeah.
Race 5, it's 1 mile on the firm turf course here. We scratch the number 1 Mega Yacht and the 5 Palace View. We'll take a quick look at my late pick 5 ticket here. A good sequence, a $16 play. I'm singling here. Race 6 and 7, throw a dart at them because they're very, very tough. Race 8, my single of the 7. This is my best bet today. And in race 9, Test Factor and the number 11 Chow Chuck, a $16 play. And in race 5, I know you said the scratches kind of meddled your picks. We both
Yeah.
scratch into Master of the Senate.
Yeah, this is Nolan Ramsey, who's looking for his first win, and he'll get many of them. The longtime assistant to Mike Maker. Ken Ramsey is the owner here. We have not seen this horse since March 17th of last year. So it's been 13 plus months. He was in for a 50 starter that day. You can have him for 35. He's 2 for 3 on this turf course. This, of the two favorites, is the horse I like a lot more.
Yes.
And we'll talk about the other one in a second. This has the old spotted to score kind of feel to it, right?
Exactly, yep. And hopefully Nolan can get his first win in those Ramsey
Yeah.
silks. That would be pretty cool. And I just feel like this is a horse. He's probably going to bring some speed to the table as well, just off the layoff. And he's a horse that's chased kind of some quick fractions. And let's talk about the 9 because we both don't trust you can take this horse for 35. It seems like for sale.
Yeah, they don't want this horse coming back east. He has been 95, 85, and 60 cents on the dollar and didn't win. He was $1.10 on the dollar last time on the big drop and didn't win. And you just can't. I'm sorry, you can't play this horse on top. He does not. When he was in good form, he didn't want to win. He's not in good form anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. He just doesn't have that spark anymore. And if he beats me, if he beats you, we're okay with that because he's just not one that. He's not a horse you can play.
Not at all, and he's going to be another underlay. Maybe they get sick of him today. That happened yesterday with a Carlos David horse that was won for forever with a bunch of underneath finishes. But he will be bet and hard in some way, shape, or form, and he's just not the type of horse. You know, if you're playing a rainbow, this is not the type of horse. If you want to play a big rainbow, sure, you got to use this horse, but I don't want to single him on any kind of sort of ticket.
No, you cannot,
Nope.
and don't add him in just defensively either.
Right.
It just doesn't do anybody good. That's not how you're going to win long term in this game. Race 6, it's the late pick 4 on the Tapeta, and you've got the
I do.
ticket. Yeah.
And this one is not easy at all. This
No.
is about the cap for me. I think it's 36 with the scratch. Thank you, guys. And this is difficult. 4 deep here. It's got my long shot, the 2. We'll get to it in a second. Here's my best bet in race 7. It's the 2, Mi Amore. Could be a little bit aggressive, but we got to take a shot in here. In race 8, we're 3 deep. Another 2 ball. This is Carango. I certainly missed the boat last time
No
on the
kidding, me
on the
too.
pick and on the line when somehow this horse was 8-5. Everybody knew, and he ran like it, and we'll show you that. We'll talk about that, excuse me. And then in race number 9, you can see I'm spreading as far and wide as I can with the dart landing on the 10. Super crunchy.
Awesome. You've got Test Factor in there. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's loose in there.
Yes, race 6, field of 9. I had no strong opinions on my ticket. We're both on the 2. Keep in touch. Wow, is this right? Yeah.
This is my long shot,
Okay.
and this horse was 4-1 in a 12-horse field at Tampa for Darian Rodriguez, who's a sharp outfit, has come over here and popped a few times. This horse was not good at all, but what did he do? She showed a bunch of speed. This is a Bouchero now, trying the Tapeta. They love the Tapeta. I don't know if this horse can run at all, to be perfectly honest with you, but there's not a lot in here. The favorites are vulnerable, and this horse has speed.
That's the lack of speed in this race is a big problem And so I think this is going to help this horse
Agree,
quite
totally.
a bit. We'll show the replay of a Smart Ginny and Spirit of Victory so you can kind of see what we're working with here. Now, Spirit of Victory, this was the race on February 29th. So a couple starts back for Spirit of Victory here. And Smart Ginny, this was her race 2 starts back. Spirit of Victory is a reclaim now for trainer Steve Klosaris. He raced this horse with blinkers last time. Whenever the horse was claimed away, they took the blinkers off. Now he's back in the barn and back on here.
And back sprinting.
And
ran very well sprinting, so I can definitely see it. She's got some try in her, and I think the turf race didn't work out last time. You can see the Tapeta route was pretty good too back, and anytime the reclaim is it's just a confident angle for a handicapper when a trainer says, I want to go reclaim a horse that I once had. It's simple as that.
It is, and I just feel like this is a horse that it could be a big player. But the 2, keep in touch, hopefully just fry him on the front end.
That's what we're going for. Take a deep breath and see how far we can go.
Race 7, it's a 1.16 miles on the Tapeta track here. These are for fillies 3 years old. Allowance optional claimers. We scratch the 5 in our time. It leaves a field of 6. The 2 on top for you, Mia Mora, your best bet.
Best bet for me, Mia Mora. You know what? She comes in off a win. I think that's a big deal. This entire group, and again, I kind of got burned with this yesterday looking at these figures on Tapeta. You can't really do it. But their point being, they're all grouped. They're real close together.
Yeah.
She comes in off a powerful win, albeit for a $16,000 maiden claiming tag. I get that. I don't really know where it came from because the race 2 back wasn't all that good. I'm just going to come back to her in a race where everybody else just looks like they're in quicksand, stuck in neutral.
Yeah, well, that was my idea with the 7 House of Melody as well. At least she's coming off of a win, and that was on the grass. The Tapeta race, 3 starts back was okay, going 2 turns. So it's good to just kind of have that confidence.
No, I agree, for sure. Safi's got the 6 as well. Palace Zip, who makes sense. Edgard rides a 6. Paco rides a 7. So both of these horses are going to be bet. They both make perfect sense in here.
They do indeed. Race 8. This is a start of a late double. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track here. And this is a good one. Now, we do have one jockey change. The number 9, Our Legal Tender, will be ridden by Fernando Jara. And we've got a big field of 9 to kick things off, and the 2 on top for you, Corango.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to this horse. I think Antonio Sano at the time was like 2 for 58 with first-time starters.
Yes.
Here's a Lord Nelson, and they literally told you this horse couldn't lose, and this horse didn't lose. Was wildly bet, was really good, didn't have the best of trip either.
No.
And showed a lot of poise coming through up the inside as well. Tapeta, that was on turf, who knows, but I'm going to come back to this horse. I don't want to say Antonio snuck one by because the horse was in for 35. It's not like he was completely giving the horse away, but there's no tag on this horse anymore, that's for sure. I can't believe nobody just said, you know what, an Antonio Sano first or sitting up there at 6-5, I'm just going to put a claim in.
Yeah, well,
shocking to me.
I wonder if just the money didn't come in until a little bit later, and you've got the cutoff time for
it. Came in from the opening bell.
This horse can beat me again.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know in what alternate reality a Lord Nelson wins like that going 5 furlongs. It was incredible to me. But let's look at a stat with Antonio Sano, because I thought this was interesting, Brian. This is with maiden winner last 5 years, and now it's a huge ROI.
Oh, look at that ROI, wow.
But look at the
10%'s not bad. I mean, he's about a
bad,
13-14% kind of guy, so it's not terrible. It's not great. Look at that. Somebody must have popped at a
huge number.
Enormous number.
Yep.
Wow, that's huge. You know, the other thing is, too, Antonio theoretically works the majority of his horses into their fitness. Mm-hmm. So I feel like when they break their maiden, you know, it could take him another little step to get going again as well. But I don't know. This horse is just very interesting.
Watch the toe board.
Yeah,
again.
I agree with that.
Riza Rolex is the only 3-time winner in this field.
Yeah, I liked him a lot on the cutback last time, but I didn't think he was going to do that. But wow, was he a brand new horse after those 2-turn foundations. The perfect kind of horse and running style for Paco. We can press. He's got the foundation. Clearly the horse to beat. But I think the 4 is a runner, right?
The 4 certainly seems like it. That was really impressive, that race. Now, the horse did beat Parakeet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Not great yesterday.
Nope.
Well, might be a forever maiden.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, this horse has worked back blazing fast. I will say, this horse was working back with Things Are Getting Hairy, and Things Are Getting Hairy's in tomorrow and worked
Yeah.
better than him. So
That's interesting. In for 16 tomorrow, by the way.
yeah, we'll talk about tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's not part of the sequence. But with that being said, this is another barn that usually doesn't pop with first-time starters, and this horse ran like a wild one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And he ran freakishly fast, too. Dangerous horse in here.
Very, very dangerous. Now, the finale, a maiden optional claimer, 7.5 furlongs on the turf course here. We've got a couple of rider changes. Now, the AEs are out. The 13-14, the 1 test factor will be ridden by Anthony Thomas, and the 5 Riverwalk, Edgar Perez will ride here. Full field of 12 to end the card, and the 10 super crunchy for you, Mike Trombetta and Paco Lopez.
Yeah, I thought this horse, he had a little bit of a trip last time. I don't really think I don't know if it cost him the win. It was very late. I'm going to come back to him. I hope we get a clearer run. This is as hard a race as we're going to have here all day, week, month. I don't know. I think you've got a 4-1 favorite kind of race. I mean, you could just throw a blanket on this race. I wanted some value. I didn't really trust the 11. Chow Chuck, you've got him underneath as well. So we'll get a price here on my pick. And your pick, I think you're supposed to get a price as well. And you will not have to look hard to find him, right?
No, yeah. So the last grass race 2 starts back, I'd put in my notes that in all capital letters, by the way, this horse will love 2 turns. He was just kind of shuffled on the rail, galloped out huge. With the rail draw, this horse is going to have to be sent along a little bit more.
Sure.
But I'm hoping for not just an absolute speed, just freeway here
Run
with
off by
him.
8.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll see, but I think this horse is super athletic, and I love the fact that he's going to get 2 turns now.
And he'll finally be a price, or at least he should be,
Yes,
after being
you
1-5 and 7-10.
Right.
We got a replay because there's
Chow Chuck, Saltwater Cowboy, and Riverwalk here. Chow Chuck surprisingly ran very well here.
I'm not going to fight you on that. He
Yeah.
absolutely did. You can see it in the running lines here. He got pressured the entire way. He did not want to give it up. Now the problem is the winner, as you can see here, is Air Invasion, right? Who?
He's a half to big invasion.
That's great. Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah.
He is not big invasion.
No.
He's not much. This is a very good effort, but the barn now, I think, after a prolific run at the championship meet, Fernando Abreu has tapered off a little bit, and I think, to me at least personally, it's kind of fade time.
Yeah, I'm glad you have Saltwater Cowboy up a little bit more, because I feel like this horse wasn't really ready. I think the horse needed a race, so, and it was kind of they're off, not you lose, but they're off and you're behind the 8 ball.
Without a doubt, and I expect a big move forward from him out of that race. He's the one I want for sure, second time out.
That's 9 of them for you today. We're going to take a quick look at the lightning round, and as we will say it until your ears are bleeding, we've got a mandatory Rainbow Six tomorrow. If nobody hits it, it's going to be huge regardless, but if nobody hits it today, it's going to be in the millions.
Yeah, and it's a phenomenal card in general tomorrow, but the Rainbow sequence is extraordinary. The office did a great job. It's got a little bit of everything. I don't want to call Fly the W a free square, but he's supposed to win. And if that's the angle you take, and we can talk about this a lot over the next. Yeah, you can leverage and spread in other spots. So there's a really fun sequence. As Samantha said, the 20-cent base wager gives you so much bang for your buck, and there is going to be a lot provided we get through today, and that remains to be seen. The quote-unquote dead money is out there, and that's why you're going to see about $3 million in this thing tomorrow.
Speaking of, 2 of the races, we have some overnight handicaps here. XY Speed is part of that sequence. Wow. after
Yeah.
this effort was all I had to say.
Yeah, Nato off Nicoletti on got this horse home because I've literally had him 3 starts in a row for Mike Lerman, and
Yep.
I was off him this day. Buyers, whatever, 102. That's like, that would win the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. To put that into perspective, how fast that race was. And if you haven't looked at the card yet tomorrow, that race that he's in is in the Sunny Island. There is so much speed in that race to set him
It's
up
going to be a perfect.
again.
Yep, he's going to be.
Yep.
Give him heck to pay now. Beth's Dream, she blew the doors off of Scylla.
Yeah, she did not want to lose.
Nope, she did not. This was such a gutsy effort. Now Scylla, look at that, 1-2, and a really nice filly for Judd Mott and Bill Mott. But this gal was really impressive here.
Yeah, she loves it around here. You can see her. She's passed right now.
She is,
She's going to lose, okay? And nope, doesn't want to. I think she's 5 for 7 on our main track. She's got a big edge in basically any kind of box that you're looking to check off as a racehorse and handicapper tomorrow. So she's going to be really tough in the Mo Green. Does not have to win, but she is a decisive favorite in
Yep,
that race.
she is indeed. Now your best bet today.
Mia More, thank you. Yeah, in race number 7, which is in that rainbow today. And don't forget, get at it. There was a single yesterday in this rainbow, and that was for about $400,000 up for grabs. So it's not like we're just looking tomorrow and this thing's a formality. There's a chance today, no doubt.
Yep, there is. Mine is in the same race actually with Reese. Oh no, in the next race. Pardon me. Risa Rolex. And your long shot?
Well, my long shot is your top pick as well.
Oh, yeah.
So all the steam you attract around here might not get that, but keep in touch in race number 6, the 2-horse.
And I've got the firster run Carson for Kelsey Danner in this second race. Check out the double wheel pace. We'll see if this horse is getting bet at all. That's 9 of them for you today. Ron Nicoletti will be with us throughout the day. Don't forget to get involved in that Tropical Turf Pick 3 that starts in race number 2. Hope to see you out here. Enjoy the day. PILO upstairs with the scratches and the track conditions.